Welcome to the 8th class on the structure and details of the second Beis Hamikdash. In the previous class, we began learning about the Mizbech, and now we're going to go into greater detail about the Mizbech. We're going to start with the measurements of the width and length of the Mizbech. So at the very bottom, by the Yesod, the Mizbech was 32 amos by 32 amos. Now the Yesod itself was only on the west side of the Mizbech, which is this side right here, and the north side of the Mizbech, which is back here. But it wasn't on the other two sides. And like we said in the previous class, 32 amos by 32 amos is around 50 feet by 50 feet. Now we're going to see as we go up along the Mizbech, the area becomes smaller and smaller. So starting with the Yesod was an amma wide. So that means the Mizbech got narrower over here. It went in an amma on both sides. And then as we go up further, we have the Soviv, and that also went in an amma. Now regarding these two amas of the Yesod and the Soviv, unlike all the other amas by the width and length, these amas were amas of 5 tfachim. So they weren't amas of 6 tfachim like all the other amas. Now as we go up further along the Mizbech, we go up here and we have on the corners the kronos, and they were also an amma by an amma in their width and length. And then there was an area for the kehanim to walk on that was also an amma. So according to this, we see that the Mizbeach got 4 amas smaller on each side. 1 amma for the Yesod, 1 amma for the Soviv, 1 amma for the Kronos, and 1 amma where the Kehanim walked. So that means it went down 8 amas, because we have to go down 4 amas from each side. So instead of being 32 amas by 32 amas, it went down to be 24 amas by 24 amas. It was actually 24 amas and 4 tfachim, because like we said, these amas were only amas of 5 tfachim, so we can't take off the full 6 tfachim. So we have to add 1 tefach for here, 1 tefach for here. That means 2 tfachim on each side. So it comes out that it's 24 amos and 4 tfachim squared, which is around 39 feet by 39 feet. Now regarding the ramp, the width of the ramp was 16 amos, which is around 25 feet. And like we learned previously, it was 32 amos in its length. Now we're going to learn about the height of the Mizbeach. So at the very bottom we have the Yesod. The Yesod was 1 amma high. Then we move up to the next section, which was 5 amas high. Then we have the next section, which was 3 amas high. And then finally, we have the kronos, the corners, which were 1 amma high. So it comes out that the height of the Mizbeach was 10 amas. However, it wasn't 60 tfachim, because just like by the width and the length, 2 of the amas were amas of 5 tfachim. Here too, 2 of the amas were amas of 5 tfachim. And these are the amas of the Yesod and the amma of the Yesod and the amma of the kronos of the corners. So it's a total of 58 tfachim. Now regarding the ramp was 9 amas, because it's the same height as the Mizbeach without the kronos. So there we have the height of the Mizbeach. And now we're going to move on to various parts of the Mizbeach. So we'll start off with this red mark over here. So this red mark was used as a sign to divide the Mizbeach in half, since some blood was put on the upper half of the Mizbeach and some on the lower half. And it was right here, which is 5 tfachim lower than the Soviv. We'll just do the math really quickly. The whole Mizbeach was 58 tfachim, because we said it's 10 amas, which is 60 tfachim, but 2 of the amas only had 5 tfachim, so it's 58 tfachim. Half of 58 is 29. And so from here to here is 29, because we have 5 tfachim right here. And then we said this is 5 amas. 5 amas of 6 tfachim is 30 tfachim. So we have to take off 6, which is 1 amma. If we take off 6 tfachim, we have 24 tfachim. We take 6 off 30, so we have 24 left, plus the 5 is 29. That's half the height of the Mizbeach. So there was a chut hasikra, a red mark, to divide between the bloods that had to be put on the upper part of the Mizbeach, and the bloods that had to be put on the lower part of the Mizbeach. There was also over here 2 holes on this corner, the corner that extended outside of the west of the Mizbeach and went 1 amma out, like we said. There were 2 holes. One was to the west and one to the south. And the blood was poured here, and then it flowed into a river that was underneath the Azara. Moving along, here was a tile with a ring on the tile. And this led to the place where the blood was poured in these 2 holes. And at times, they would go down to clean up the hardened blood where it would congeal. So they would pick up the tile and go down there to clean it up. And then finally, there was a sort of square window here, and here they placed the psul chatas bird that had to first become nicer, or maybe others say it had to first get completely rotted and ruined before being removed and burnt. And the final part over here is that two small ramps came out of the main ramp, and the way the image is over here is incorrect, and we're not going to go into the way it actually was, but two small ramps came out of the main ramp. One of them led to the side over here, and one of them led to the Seviv over here, either on this side or the other side. So there was two small ramps that extended from the Mizbeach, one to the Yesod and one to the Seviv. And with that, we'll end the class about the Mizbeach.